whatever it is you want, your desires, the door to your dreams, the door to having more money, more happiness. You can get accolades with this stuff. You can have the house of your dreams, the partnership of your dream. You can have the life of your dreams. You can get in physical shape. You can have mental stability and strength. You can have the emotions that you want to feel of joy, exhilaration. You know, the pleasures that come from understanding how these laws work through all of this is absolutely king ding. Is that what I like to say? Excelente. I think we're live in all the places. Let me just check that one. Yeah, I think we're live in all the places. So people, wherever it is that you're watching this, put a hashtag live or hashtag replay so we know, and ask your questions. Oh, sorry. I don't even know if they can hear you. Surely they can hear you. Yeah. Well,
I was going to say, obviously, I was going, hi, Facebook, but I actually wasn't even on the screen, so nobody could.
Yeah, but I'm sure they can hear you because, you know, the noise was happening. So I think that was happening. So here's the thing, guys. What you want to do is tag as many people as possible on this fine day. Why is it a fine day? Because the chances are, if you are commenting or even viewing this on any device, there is breath running through your lungs and running through your body. Oxygen is going through your body, which means that it is a great, great day. So hello, Sean. Hello, Steve. Good to have you on here. Who else is on here? Comment so we can see who you are and who is watching this. Also, whereabouts geographically are you? I'll be interested to know, where are people? Are people around the UK? Are you in Europe? Are you from the rest of the world? That's what it used to be called on FIFA. There was teams, and then there was a few areas, and then it was rest of the world. And just everybody, whoever wasn't in any of those other areas, they got classed as just rest of the world, and that was it. So comment, come on, let me see you. Let me see you. Let me see. I want this to be highly interactive. I want you to tag as many people as possible. This is Bear or Ask Anything. Who is your mentor? I mean, it's kind of funny, the title, right? Trisha's idea, by the way, Trisha's idea. Yeah. But the whole idea is get to know us. I want to get to know you, and I want to get same destination as the last 12 weeks. Has it only been 12 weeks? Feels like 12 years, man. Is anybody else getting just a tiny, even if it's just a tiny, tiny little bit, either complacent, strange, you could say annoyed, frustrated, with just speaking to people in little square screens? Anyone? Anyone? Or is it just me? Is it only me? Or is anyone else getting a little bit fruity loopy?
Is it like the lack of connection, or just the fact that you're having to stare at your box to speak to somebody else?
Yeah, because I like to think outside the box, and lately I'm being forced to do everything on a box. Yeah, stay in my box, sleep on a box, communicate via a box. You know, crazy stuff, right? So use a box to connect to the box.
But I think the reason I was saying this, like, who is your mentor, get to know us, is because I forget sometimes, but then I have a realization, like just this week alone, I've made so many new connections just by joining on. Like I did a live interview with Ellie McKay last night, which was really interesting. And I was able to then, you know, communicate and have new connections with all these people that I'd never spoken to before, or didn't know me or my story, where I came from. So I think, like, get to know us. Like, if you don't know us, if this is the first time that you're seeing us, hashtag first time or comment, let us know who you are. Because it's interesting that obviously we've been quite, you know, present on social media for a good 2 or 3 years now. But at the same time, there are going to be people that have never seen us before. And this might be the first time that you've come across real life, me, Trisha Pegg, or Mark Harvey. And you are going to be like, well, who are these guys? Like, who are you? What are your results? How are you reaching out to trainers or tell us about what you're doing? And in that respect, I think it's really cool to have kind of a catch up on, like, what are our results? Like, where have we been, and who do we help, and why do we do it, and things like that. Because, you know, every time I do a post, I remember we were having a conversation once.
Can I just say, because I thought, like, I mean, people can ask that stuff if they want. I mean, you can ask any question. This is like live, unedited. It's not like we get the data and we can manipulate it or whatever. This is about, like, ask us any question, bear all, yeah. But also, it's like, who are you? Who are we? Yeah. You say Trisha, you say Mark, you say Steve, you say Sean, you say whatever it is that you believe that who you are, but like, who are we really? And who is a mentor? What is a mentor? What is the qualification to be classed as a mentor? Do you call yourself a mentor, or is it like hero? Like, you can't call yourself a hero. Yeah, no, not you can't, but I think it's just a rule, right? Yeah. What is a coach? Who is a coach? What is a trainer? What is a facilitator? You know, who is a teacher? Who is a leader? You know, like, if people want to ask anything around any of this, or if we're going to start talking about it, I mean, here's the thing: when you don't say, right, questions are around this particular subject, it gets a little bit tough, and people are not sure what to ask, right? Yeah, and people. Here's true, like, people, including myself, like, you're only going to be in something if you think, what's the benefit or what's the added value here? But I'm going to tell you something. My feeling about this call, this week's program is, I think something special is going to happen, but it's going to have to be, something's going to have to come. The magic's going to come from somewhere. It's going to come from a question that leads us to a certain place or something. So what is it? What is it? What is the questions? Yeah, first of all, keep tagging as many people as possible. Do you know, even if you...
Great question. A great question about, like, what is the best bit about being a mentor?
Yeah, you answer.
Like, so for me, the best thing about being a mentor is being a part of some incredible people. So meeting people that I am closer to and have more love and unconditional respect for than even some of my friends and family from my whole life, and being able to watch their journey and their results unfold, you know, from where they are at the very beginning to seeing them throughout the process and the amazing results, and how their beingness changes, but their lifestyle, their family around them, it's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And that's for me.
Awesome. So answering this question about, you know, a mentor, I think first of all, an understanding of what is a mentor, you know, because I think there's this confusion even by people, or even by the people delivering any type of service, or people receiving a type of service. This is why sometimes it's difficult to know, well, where do I go? Yeah. And a mentor, you got to realize a mentor is someone who's going to, like, give you the steps of what they have taken. So it's like, okay, so they may have either started the same or similar place as you, and they have taken certain steps, what you want to either use as your goal, your destination, or maybe even just a stepping stone. That's what a mentor is. You see, sometimes, because I'll put it out there, people do confuse it with coach, and they say, hey, I'm a coach. But they're a mentor, because they're, you know, advising or talking to, having calls or setting actions around something that they've either done before. Yeah, hopefully they've done it before, if they're telling someone the steps to take. Yeah, where coaching actually is more about, you know, processing somebody and asking them questions to pull the greatness out of them. Yeah, to help people realize what it is that may be stopping them internally, externally, you know, from past negative or traumatic experiences, and actually help people burn through these through themselves, not by telling them anything. You know, that's training. If you want, like, education is training. Do you get educated when you get coached? Yeah. By who? Yourself and your life experiences and what it is that you're doing and you're moving forward. So the best thing for me, I'm going to have to answer it in a bit of a different way, because the great thing about being, if you want to call it a mentor, is not just having to say, oh yeah, these are the steps I've taken before. This is how I've done it before. Not just having that ability, but also having the ability to coach, train, and facilitate not just individuals, but groups and many people to be able to find the greatness in themselves. That is, for me, when I watch and see true transformation happen before my eyes, that is why I go for all the other stuff that might not seem that it's great, and it's the kind of, you know, donkey work, as some people might refer to, and some tough times and some tough realizations myself. But that ultimately is what it comes down to. When I watch someone transform literally in front of my eyes, I mean, watching it over a period of time, fantastic anyway, still beautiful. And watching that continued growth, but watching it happen right there in front of my eyes. That's why I love Real Life, Property World, Turbo, Discover True Potential, all of these programs where it happens right there, like Paul Daniels type of magic. I mean, you think it's magic, but it's just a process, you know, that we have to go through. Does that answer the question? Yeah, okay, give that a big round of applause. Does that answer, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? Yeah, does that make sense? Yeah, yeah, I mean, is there any other questions? Because if not, let's just ask each other questions.
Yeah, so what is the hardest bit about becoming a mentor?
What is the hardest bit? You know, becoming a mentor, or if someone's going to say something about mentor, you know, I'm not a mentor. You know, I would class myself, you know, as all those areas. You know, I have the ability to coach, mentor, train, and facilitate, and ultimately, you know, teach and lead, you know, organizations, individuals, businesses, and, you know, people. So if you're gonna ask me a question about mentor, I want to answer it as all of that stuff. Yeah. So the way I would answer that question, what's the hardest bit, is to do this at a world-class level and continue to help and assist other people to transform. You go through huge growth yourself. And I'm talking about when you're doing it properly, when you're doing it effectively, when you genuinely are, you know, causing not just one or two people who are already on their way to success, and you just so happen to cross paths with them. I'm talking on a huge scale, like a large number of people are getting transformations, and quickly. To do that, you go through huge growth and transformation yourself, or in this case, myself. So the hardest bit, if I think about it, and just because it's the hardest doesn't mean I don't like it, because I love this challenge, this challenge to it. But the hardest bit is always just as if I'm back at ground zero. Like you think, oh wow, okay, when you had nothing and then you build it up, and now it becomes easier. I mean, okay, there are parts that are easier, and you got different problems than before. You know, my problem was, you know, I look at my money in my hand and it's like, do I make a phone call to somebody, you know, you who's in a different country, or do I buy bread, you know, to eat? You know, that was a problem. So I don't have that problem anymore. But now there's new problems, and it's as if always at ground zero. That's the most difficult part. What do you think is the most difficult?
I think for me, my kind of feelings around it, and I work on this kind of stuff every day now, because what I realized is I felt under pressure. I felt a lot of pressure, and not pressure in the sense that I didn't know how to be a great coach mentor. It was a pressure in when somebody is investing to become part of the Real Life Tribe, become part of the Real Life coaching, mentoring, mission, training, whatever it is, I feel like I need and want to do whatever it takes to ensure that everybody has a result that is part of the Real Life Tribe, like everybody's getting results. So the pressure, I mean, is what I put on myself more than anything, because I'm like responsible for their results. And this is something I'm working on, because really, you know, even we tell people this when they do join the Real Life Tribe, and when they start their coaching and everything, it is that you, the individual, so you, the person that is joining, that is embarking upon this journey, you are 100% responsible for the results or lack of results that you produce. Because it is you that has to take the action. It's you that has to go out there and actually get the properties or build the business and find the clients, build the relationships. But then I still feel the need and the pressure to ensure that I'm doing whatever it takes as the best coach mentor that I can personally be on that day, for that call, for that person, because otherwise I have given them a service. And so it's me, it's my personal challenge. So it's not bad, it's not the worst part, it is a challenge. And for every challenge, there is a solution. So there's a good and bad, there's a yin and yang for everything. And what my realization, just working with my coach, is that it's that my identity was not aligned with my reality. So the reality was that I had these amazing clients that were smashing their life, that were creating multi-million-pound portfolios, moving to a different country, achieving the dreams that were in their wildest dreams, things that they never thought possible when they started. These were like big, big goals that they then achieved in a very short time frame. And it was their same challenge then, because it was that their identity at that time was not aligned with the reality that they'd now built for themselves. So for me, my identity was not in I moved into this mansion house in 1,500 acres, and I almost rejected this lifestyle that I'd created for myself because the identity that I had was not aligned with the reality that I'd been given, that I'd created. Right. So the hardest point, or what was the question was like, what is the, oh God, I can't even find it. It's so far away. But what's the hardest bit about being a mentor is personally for me, so I can't say this is for everyone because for everyone it'd be different, but for me, it is the constant need to make sure that I deliver. Which is a good thing, I think.
The hardest bit is I always needed to deliver. You mean like the pressure of it?
The pressure of it, like, because I want, and I feel an immense amount of responsibility to ensure that this person that has invested time, money to get results, gets them. So it's the managing and juggling of that, which it doesn't mean it's good or bad or true or false or whatever. It's just what it is. Awesome. And it's just an identity thing. Yeah, it's baby. An identity thing for them. It's an identity thing for me.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. We've got loads of questions, so let's get through them. Yeah. What was the next one after that? Was how can you train to coach / mentor people? How can you train? Great question. Yeah, because there is a lot of either programs or certifications, what you can get and all the rest of it.
Become a coach in 30 days for $14.99.
Yeah. I mean, there's all of that stuff. So it is a really interesting question. Yeah, so I don't know how other people, I mean, first of all, for people who are doing it with us, we want the highest top quality, world class. Yeah, this mission is so important. So, I mean, first of all, you got to get results yourself, and you got to contribute highly. You got to be a high contributor to whatever it is, the direction or the path you want to go, whether it's mindset, personal development, business, entrepreneurship, property development, maybe even a combination, all of that good stuff. So like, you gotta have, first of all, results. You got to be getting results. There's levels of leadership, and the first thing is, can you actually transform? Can you change and transform yourself? Have you had coaching, mentoring, training, been guided by facilitation to get results yourself? And over what time period? So, because some people talk about, 20 years experience this, 30 years experience that. I mean, look, things change so quickly. Experience is cool. Time, if you want to say it is, but at the end of the day, what's happening right now? Because listen, I know people, even people very close to me, that had lots of experience, years of experience, but that doesn't mean I don't mean that it's going to be good for you, even if now you're knowledgeable because of experience, which tends to happen, but now you built so many scars, or you got so much negativity or trauma or things that trigger you because of this past experience, you don't know how to move forward. You don't know how to move past it. Like people who were smashed in the last recession, they got either one of the two things are happening right now. Either they're getting all like, yeah, I know how to deal with this. It wasn't so bad as I thought it was going to be last time. Or they're scared. They're holding fire. They're, pulling back. They're contracting. They're getting smaller. They're, cutting back on everything, marketing, their own coaching, their own training, all of that stuff. Yeah, so it's crazy. So if you want to ask how you train, first you've got to be that, and then you got to keep showing up. Yeah, but you got to show up with determination. Like you got to be connected to it. Yeah, you got to be connected to it. It's got to be something that's inbuilt in you, that almost, dare I say it live right here, like you've been sent here to do it. That's how you're going to become an awesome trainer or a coach or a mentor. When you get the calling, like you've almost been sent here by something or someone, or you've come back here to be able to say, hey, look, it's your time to make sure people receive the message, people have that transformation. Is there anything you wanted to say on that?
Yeah, for me, like, first of all, to qualify to be any kind of coach, mentor, or trainer, you need to be a leader and have huge results in the field in which you are going to be mentoring or coaching, for sure.
Yeah, mentoring, I would agree that you need to have the results in that field. Coaching, no. One of my coaches was a neuroscientist, and it was at the time was helping me in a sales organization.
Yeah, coaching is different, but for sure mentoring, which is like we're asking like who's your mentor and stuff, you absolutely must be a leader in the field in which you're going to train, mentor in. Coaching wise, yeah, you just have to have a strength and ability to help others and to coach others into getting results for themselves. That's more
that's a skill. That is different. That's why people fall into they think it's a coach, but really it's mentoring. And even if people say, no, I'm a life coach, then they're only mentoring based on life experiences that they've had, rather than actually
that's feeling. That's a limiter. You're saying, hey, I can only then train, coach you, whatever, to this level of what I've already been through myself. Whereas it's not about that. It's about your ability to bring out the best in them, not yourself, your ability to bring out the best in them, for them to become, like you say, Mark, self-sufficient.
Yeah,
a mentor shows you and tells you how to do it, but a coach gets you to find the learning and to create the activity which enables you.
That is an art, and there's a process behind it, there's frameworks behind it, but it's a continuous thing. We could be here
I remember when we first started.
Well, I was just about to say, we could be here all night answering this question, so we can if you want, but there is loads more. It's up to you.
Well, yeah, but I was just going to say quickly, it was funny because when we first began, obviously you'd been coaching for a long time, and then I remember when we started coaching people, which happened because I got asked this question, last night, what made you get into this coaching? And I said it happened really organically, actually, that we had so many people wanting help and advice from us because of the results we were achieving, that we physically couldn't help all these people and still be able to have time to run our businesses. So we started to create a business to be able to help people and also make it cost effective for the time that we were spending in that area. And when I remember going on the first calls with you and you were sort of training me and helping me become a coach, and I was like, I can't do this by myself. I'm scared. I don't feel confident enough. But actually, it's because, I was feeling like I had to be a mentor full time and have all the answers, but a mentor and a coach is a totally different area. So yeah, I was connecting with where I started in that journey myself. So
yeah, awesome. Yeah, and that's a good thing. So next one is, how do you get the best and most out of people that you mentor? You just got to know how far that you can take. Like I think what Trisha was saying earlier is like wanting it, or it's on the, I don't know if you said this exactly, but it's on the lines of like wanting it more than they want it for themselves. Big mistake. You will be exhausted. Yeah, so like you got to know how far you can take people at each stage. Yeah, that's how you know you can get the best.
Yeah, it's like what I was saying about identity. It's about, you know, pushing them as far as they can go at that time with what they have and how they are. And then when they grow again, based on the results that they've then achieved, then they are ready to be pushed to a different level, and again and again and again. So it's a constant managing act between what they need and what they want. It's very different things. You know, it's not always the most fun experience. There will be times where you love your coaching calls and dealing with your mentor, and there'll be times where you're like, but that, most of the time, in those times where you're like, that's when you grow the most. Personally, for me, it's only my opinion based on like my experience with my coaches and my clients going, that was really hard, and I had to admit that and take responsibility. It was not an uncomfortable feeling at the time, but actually I became bigger and I grew more and I got more results based on that learning.
Yeah, and then also next one is like, have you ever found people you felt that you couldn't mentor? Now, my feeling here is that we might have different answers here.
So for I have, so we, you know, being on a call with somebody, because before anybody enters into the real life training, we're not a provider that just goes, give us your money, we'll accept everyone. Not at all. We work with people that are ready to change, that are ready to let go of their old beliefs and BS that they keep telling themselves, and you know, are open to transformation and actually putting into action what they learn and achieving results. So the question is, have you felt that there's anyone you couldn't mentor? Yeah, so that's what I'm getting to. That absolutely, because of the fact that they are closed and they are negative and they are not in the right frame of mind to want to move that.
Just let me know in the comments. Is that whose connection is that? That was a little bit frosty there. I'm just going to change something so you can carry on talking.
Yes, I've found that there are people that aren't ready. So it's not a case that they are unmentorable, or even if that's a word, right? It is just the fact that they're not ready. They're not ready to let go of the stories, blame, justification, and excuses that they keep telling themselves as to why they don't have that success yet. And if they're not ready and they're closed to any new information presenting itself, any new, you know, one of the best mentors and coaches that I've ever worked with says that you have to be the ultimate student. You have to always be open to new information. You have to always be open to, you know, listening and taking advice from people. Now, not necessarily always utilizing every single bit, but just being open to it and not being like, I know that already. You know, you are totally closed-minded. And so therefore, I have been in a position where I've been having calls with people that are like, I want to join, I want to get coaching, I want to be part of the real life tribe, but they're just simply not ready because they don't want to let go their conditioning that they have right now, which is to blame the world and everyone and Jesus and the tooth fairy for the fact that they have no result right now.
Yeah. So my view on that is that in this situation, where is there anyone? Short answer is yes. No, because let's read the question. Have you ever found anyone that you couldn't mentor? No. Everybody can be mentored. Are there people that personally I've chosen not to? Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you the reason why in a second. But first of all, what I want to say is, I think it's too easy, and far too many people who either do training or have programs of some type are too quick to blame the person, to say that they don't take the action. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying there's people out there or that there's not people out there that don't take the action. There absolutely is. There's people who don't take action. I get it. Yeah, but I think there are far too many. It's too easy. And this is what I love about what it is that we do, because rather than do that, it's actually people learn in very different ways. But there are certain laws to success. There is a process to achieving, to growing, to transforming. There is a process. And if you can help each other, or if you can help that person reach that threshold limit in a supportive, loving environment, so they feel it's safe to go into that painful place, because it is painful. If you can help them enough, then they can burst through and they can start to make those moves. Will it be as quick as someone else? No. But is it actually getting them to move it? Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. It's too quick and easy. And that's why, let's face it, let's just talk truth. That's why a lot of people who either invest in programs or courses or training or something like that, they don't get a lot of results. They just don't. Yep. But it's too quick and easy for the people providing that to say, oh yeah, it's because you didn't take no action. Yeah. That happens all the time. You know, there's cases where I'm not taking enough action. I'm just speaking for myself. So does that mean I'm not coachable? No, that means I need to be shown, or I need to unpick or be guided to figure out the thing that's going to help me, to show me the thing I need to see in my life. Because, you know, in all my time traveling all over the world, training thousands of people, there's one thing I thought, you know what? If I could just tell this person this one thing, boom, they would do it. But you're not able to tell them. Just like someone wouldn't really be able to tell me and like my whole being accept it. You know, there would be a little bit of churning and a little bit of, you know, resistance to do it. You know, whether it's high resistance or whether it's, hey, I just know I need to do this, but there's still that level of resistance there. So that's that piece. Yeah, but absolutely, there is a process, and there's a process all the way, and we only want to work. You see, right now, so then I told you I was going to come back to it. So right now, all the people that, you know, I wouldn't do, yeah, because I feel that I want to make a big impact in like the leadership of the world, and to do that, I want to influence and help as many other people become leaders. So I want to work with the people who are super ready. That are super ready to do this. We've got so many.
What I was saying earlier, it's like what I was saying earlier with that kind of thought process. It is like we would be doing them, and this is why we don't. If there is a person that we don't think is ready and we choose not to work with them, it's not that they're uncoachable. It is the fact that we would be giving them a disservice if we felt that we could help them if they are not open to the process and actually taking the action and changing their results.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is they can be helped. They absolutely can, but they need to be shown the right path.
It's not that they're uncoachable. It's just that at that moment.
Yeah, so let me explain. So let me explain, because what I was saying and where I was going with it is the fact that I would not want to personally coach them or put them into a particular training that's going to blow their face off for that time. There's people who want to do that stuff, and there's people, if you want quick results, that's what you got to put yourself into, whether you like it or not initially, because you will love it. You just guaranteed you will love it. So they might need to start off with something a little bit different, you know, come to, you know, something like a 2-day event that we do for free or low cost, you know, another event that we do for like £100, a 1-day event, Discover Your True Potential. And what then they can do, they might have to go back into the world and, you know, see how slow motion world is compared to how we've opened their eyes to go see it before they can come back. And but it's still that training has developed them and allowed them to see a certain thing. So everybody can shift the mood. Like I say, you just got to keep showing up. And the people who consistently keep showing up, they keep getting results bigger and better. You know, I want to work with people, you know, if I'm going to work with someone, especially one-on-one, I need them to go from either, you know, nothing to multi-million within a year or so. Well, definitely within a year, multi-millions, 2 million, it's not really difficult. You know, whether it's your business, whether it's your property investing or whatever, or they're already doing something, you know, where they're turning over 30, 40, 50K a month themselves, and they want to go to big stuff and want to start getting into the 100, 200, 300 a month. Yeah, so that's the kind of shift, because I know that is an inspiration, and these people then, you know, spur a load of other people. And that's why we got all of our certified coaches and lead coaches coming on board and developing and growing, and all the trainers and all the different training programs. Oh my goodness, you want to stay tuned, people. All the rent to rent. Who's interested in having the most explosive rent to rent training? Yeah, how to do everything end to end, rent to rent. The combination of how, you know, real life, me, Trisha, all the other people that build multi-million-pound property portfolios of ownership, but also to use those skills and abilities to be able to build cash flowing, generating properties without even owning them, yeah, in a very short period of time. Yeah, if you're interested in that, you got to stay tuned, but let me know in the comments. Yeah, what is, oh, where are we now? I don't know if I can go back. Can I go back? Oh no, I'm already at the top. Yeah, so where are we here? So, so yeah, top, tomorrow I'm having my first paying live coaching client. What would be your best 3 pieces of advice for me? George. Yeah, tomorrow's got his first paying client. He's saying, what's your best 3 pieces of advice? Yeah, here's best. I'm just going to give you quickly. Yeah, best 3 pieces of advice. Just absolutely 100% present. Be absolutely present. Yeah. Acknowledge and just have a knowingness within you, within this presence that you're going to have, that it's absolutely nothing to do with you. It's all about them. It's all, you got to make it all about them. Yeah. And then the third thing, give it absolutely everything you've got. Give your whole being. And I don't mean just blasting loads of stuff at them to go do this. I just mean give it everything you've got in terms of you got to show understanding, the empathy, being totally present, connection, like give it everything that you've got. You know, don't worry about time, how long you spend on there. People are like, oh, how long is a coaching session? It doesn't matter how long it is. It's a results-based business. Life is results-based. Everything is results-based. Yeah, so it's like if it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. If it takes 2 hours, it takes 2 hours. You know, but at the end of the day, if it's taking 2 hours, it's something not quite, you know, being effective for you, unless you're doing some other kind of process or system that just take longer. So that's my 3.
I agree.
Awesome. So do courses regarding business coaching. No, that's not a question. Yeah, what was that? A question. Tell us things about yourself that would surprise us. Show what would surprise people.
I was asked a similar question yesterday. It was quite weird, and I ended up telling a story about getting naked and as a child all the time and running down into fields and stuff.
So what's the thing that would surprise us then?
Well, maybe people didn't know that I used to be a singer. That was my job. So I've shared a video of me singing recently, but it used to be my job. So I used to live in a different country for a while and lots of different places, and I was a singer in big shows and stuff, and it was awesome, and I wanted to do that as my full-time vocation, but it certainly didn't align with my identity as to wanting to be and doing big things. So therefore I sabotaged it in some way or another so that I could go do something else. That you don't know about me.
Oh, how many do you want to do?
Okay, then that's good.
Yeah. So, oh wow, we're nearly done. So I'll tell you something that might surprise you. When I was 11, I went in hospital on New Year's Eve because I was just not well over Christmas, and then I couldn't walk and I had back pain. Then I went there and they said that, oh, you need to give a urine sample. Couldn't do that. Realized my kidneys wasn't working, and my kidneys wasn't working because I had something called septic arthritis. Now, if you don't know what that is, in my hip, by the way, your hip joint is a ball joint, right? Septic arthritis is where fluid goes into the joint. It pushes the ball out of the joint. So you can imagine how painful that is, especially for a kid, right? So anyway, they operated on that. And then while I was in hospital, it's never proven, but they reckon I caught something else, which was on one of my heart valves. So then on my heart valve, I had open heart surgery at 11, and they took all this growth stuff off it and in hope that they could like save it, but they couldn't, so they had to replace it. So I have a replacement valve. That's why I have I don't know if you can see it, you know, my tan from going on holiday during lockdown into my garden. As maybe you can't see it, but maybe that might surprise people. Oh yeah, so when I was 11, and then the doctor asked me when I was by myself, so I was only by myself, and they said, do you have any questions? I said, will I die? And they couldn't say no. So it's quite an interesting experience. So that what was the word? Surprise? Yeah. Are you surprised? We're good to know if you're surprised at that. Next question. When you start coaching, how do you assess how much you charge people for coaching? Listen, supply and demand. When the demand goes up, so does the price. And that's it. That's really kind.
How do you guys keep such high energy, level of energy? Oh my goodness, it's gone. Hang on.
Yeah, there. High level of energy and enthusiasm. You guys never seem to run out of fuel. Okay, that's because the fuel, which is energy, is unlimited and it's already there. Energy cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed. All it can be is directed and transformed. So, same for you.
I would say energy, like your beingness, is a choice. So it's all about focus, language, and the language is how do you talk to yourself. And your focus is like, do you focus on what you have, or do you focus on what you don't have? So how do you channel your energy? Because if you're focusing on what you have, being present, and then having and working towards dreams and goals, so not being so far away, like focusing on the goal that you forget to be present and enjoy what you actually have. Because a lot of people, you can get mixed up with that. You can focus on for example, the post that I've just shared about the fact that I sold my car in 2017 and was like massive sacrifice for me at that time because I was very materialistic. And I was like, I'll get a better one when I made it. And I had a massive realization that actually I could have got this new car with like my goal to replace it a long time ago. But actually now, the reason I didn't until now is because those things are things, right? And it's a be, do, have. So your beingness, you'll always be. It's like the focus on your energy. Your beingness is an energy, and it's like be, do, have. You will always be, but then there is have, do, be, which is things. So if I have this car, I will feel. If I go on this holiday, I would feel. If I have this house, I will feel, right? So that's have, do, be, and that is an energy sapper, because you're constantly disappointed in I will feel better when, and that day never comes. Because once you get that thing, then you are searching for the next thing and the next thing. So you're constantly unfulfilled and full of inadequacies. But if you have focus, language, the way you talk to yourself, great, Mark screams about it, the declarations, the way you shout at yourself every day with positive self-talk. And then understanding and being surrounded by a network of amazing people that help you to be the best version of yourself at all times. And when you do feel that your energy is sapping and you need those injection of positive mental attitudes and great love unconditionally, like being in the real life tribe, like having that network and that force for good, it's the beingness. So being in your confident beingness at all times. And when you are needing the boost, reaching out and having those people like the Real Life Tribe Network around you to bring you back and give you an injection of that fuel when you need it. My opinion.
Listen, you need both technical and business development, and what is massively misunderstood, personal development, which personal development is like a term, but really what it is transformation. Now, really so you need technical and business development, but that's not transformation. You know, your education is not information. Yeah, true education is a process of transformation. Now, let me explain just briefly. Why is this? Why is this? It's because it's just information. Is like what Trisha just said. That's like the things. You know, the things themselves, they don't have any life. The information doesn't have any life. Just reading books and listening to audios, it doesn't have any life. It gives you insights, but it's not real knowledge. You know, you say, oh yeah, I'm addicted to knowledge. You know, real knowledge can only come from experience, because experience is the only teacher. So this is why you got to get yourself in a situation.
And knowledge isn't powerful unless you use it.
Yeah, because that's the misunderstanding, that information is knowledge. It absolutely is not. It couldn't be further away. You know, like you gotta get an insight that can help you now fill a gap that you may have had, so you can actually be that way. Like what you're saying. You know, people are looking for the information so they can go and do something. Now, don't get me wrong, you need to have action. But the way you have action is you just have a habit of doing more than what you're paid for. Have the habit of doing more than what you pay for, deliver a service more than what you're paid for. That activates the law of increasing returns. And eventually what happens is you're going to get paid for more than what you're doing. So that's the action part. That's all you need to do. Habit of doing more than what you paid for. Because everyone just wants to do the bare minimum, right? Yeah, but what I'm saying and what I'm talking about is this whole transformation aspect is the real deal. Why? Because like new information or insights that you get that now are causing you to be like, oh, okay, so I can move forward in this way. I can be this way. You're going to need to have the ability, or awaken your abilities, as I like to say, because they're already there. And this is what we do through the transformation, is awaken the abilities that are already within you to be able to handle more money, more happiness, you know, because people are like, yeah, happiness. Yeah, give me all the happiness you want. You know, you need to transform to be able to handle more of anything. It's like, oh, people love chocolate. Yeah, but if you eat too much chocolate, that's no good if you don't know how to handle it. You know, I'm just giving you as a comparison. I'm not saying learn how to handle more chocolate by practicing eating chocolate, please. I'm not saying that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, whether it's happiness, more money, a bigger house, a bigger car, you know, more responsibility, more children, you know, more businesses, leading more people, being part of a growing team, you know, traveling, like whatever it is. If you want more of something, time. I mean, oh my God, is this lockdown? It gave people the time. People didn't know what to do with the time. Why? They don't know how to handle the time. They don't know how to handle it, because it's the process of transformation that is really getting the results. That's why we call it Transformational Tuesday. It's all about transformation. Technical development, business development. How to build business is very simple. How to build property portfolio, very simple. How to understand what's going on in the world, whether the market's going up, down, there's COVID, there's no COVID, there's 2008 recession, or there's going to be the 2025 recession, the 2030 reform of the whole economic system, fake money disappears and cryptocurrency take over. Whatever happens, that doesn't really matter. As long as you're going through that transformation, you will always be in a place where you can handle more. You can handle more, and that is ultimately what it is that you need to focus on. The rest of it literally takes care of itself. Why? Because you want more information, and people want to fill their heads with information, but they don't do anything with it. Trisha, how many times do we see people, and like when we were going on a lot of trainings, and we used to see people in different countries at different trainings, ones that we were participating, ones that we were, you know, helping out at, ones that we were delivering ourselves, and people keep showing up. And it's just like, yeah, you're searching for more information, especially property training, more information. Listen, the information's there. We got all the information. We've got over 1,000 hours of information, If you want the information, we got it. It's already there. You know, we know exactly where to point you. People who are part of the Real Life Tribe and on, you know, different, you know, packages and programs and things like that, they got access to that. That's not a problem. It's the transformers. Let's call ourselves the transformers. Yeah. Transformers. Honestly, that's what it is. That's what it's going to come down to. And this is why we have something like the A to Z checklist training, which is built in. It's built in. Not only does it give you the technical and the business development, gives you step by step. How do I find properties? Where do I go? What is the general training? What is it I need to do to be able to succeed in property and move forward technically and business development wise? And then also we've got Discover Your True Potential, which is going to give you the true transformation. It's going to give you the real understanding of what actually is required, like what's going on in this universe. What am I? How do I keep my energy up? How do I manifest and bring results that I want? I'm not going to say how do I manifest and get results, because you're already manifesting, and everything, one of the hardest things, people, and this came up in our meeting today about taking responsibility, didn't it? In our team, with our whole team, is that taking responsibility for anything and everything that comes your way. Why? Because you pulled it into your life anyway. Yeah, so Discover True Potential is about understanding all of that. So with the technical aspect of it, and then the personal, which is the transformation aspect of it, boom, big explosion. Do you know the beauty is? Comment. Even if you're watching on the replay, just comment on this video. Do you want to know the beauty? Do you want to know the beauty about what I've just told you? Yeah, because this is a huge question. If you want to know the beautiful thing about what I've just said. Yeah, because some people, like we said at the beginning, Trisha, we said at the beginning, some people are not ready. Some people have took a bit of information here, maybe watched some YouTube videos of ours about technical aspects of property and HMOs and converting HMOs. Huh?
It's like Sean, she's just said, I spent 2 years watching you both before I put the courage to do anything about it.
Yeah, well, who else on this video also did that? Who else watching this video, whether it's like, put hashtag live and then put your comment. How long did it take you?
Yeah. A year, I think. We had a call just then.
Yeah, well, just let people answer. Just let people answer. Yeah. So put hashtag live if you like. Put hashtag replay if you watch it on replay. So here's the thing. The beauty. Yeah. Look, people don't even take action right now. Do you want to know the beauty? First of all, you got to get out of your comfort zone. Yeah. First of all, and that's overused. Oh, you're going to, yeah, it's overused. All it just means is you've got to do the thing that's making you feel a little bit uncomfortable. You got to do the thing where when you go to do it, you stop doing it because you were worried about what else somebody was going to say. You were worried about what is someone else going to say if I comment, or if I like, or if I tell someone I listen to this book, or I tell someone I'm practicing, or I tell someone I want to invest in property, or I want to change my life completely. Yeah, the thing that stopped you was that you cared about what someone else was going to say. It goes back to the 6 basic fears that Napoleon Hill talks about. One is the fear of criticism. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, look, about a year, 2 years, oh my God, who wants to wait that long? But people are still going to do it. So, if you've been watching for a year, then your time is now. So that's what you're about there. So listen, here's the beauty. I'm going to give it to the people who really want it. If you're not, years, they're not going to listen in the next 5 minutes. You're going to forget anyway. But we've got, guess what? An A to Z checklist training is coming up in the next couple of weeks. I believe it's on the 25th. We put the date in here. Yeah, I don't know if the registration is open yet. But put hashtag AZ. Oh, I know you put A2Z, yeah? A to Z. Put hashtag A2Z if you're interested in that.
Yeah, so the 25th of June
7 o'clock.
At 7 p.m.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome.
And when's Discover Your True Potential?
And Discover Your True Potential, one day?
No, the 2-hour training. It's the week after, I think, on the Wednesday, isn't it?
Is Discover Your True Potential on the 1st of July.
Is that Wednesday? Is that Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, just put hashtag A to Z or hashtag DYTP. Hashtag DYTP. Yeah, 25th of June at 7. And the other one is the 1st of July. Yeah, 1st of July.
Yeah. Hey, Carly. Awesome to see you.
Yeah, 1st of July, is it?
1st of July at 7 p.m.
DYTP. Yeah, so I don't know if these links are available. I mean, you can see, we literally only just decided, we weren't going to do this again. We weren't going to do any of them again. And then it's like, actually, the people who have told us just from watching this, the difference that they've made in their life, the transformation that's starting to happen, the things that have started showing up for them because they know what it is that's getting them what they don't want, and they now can start to realize what it is they need to do to get what it is they do want. Yeah, you could probably find it on dytp.co.uk. It might not have this next date on it, but you could get yourself registered. A to Z, you probably get yourself registered, because then you're on the list. So when registration does open, you're going to get emailed with a time of when this is going to happen. So look, we got the Real Life Tribe Mastermind, baby. That's going to be coming on at 8 o'clock. So you guys need to get ready for that. But what I want to leave you with is, look, it's not information that's going to make you. It's the transformation that's going to allow you to open the doors of whatever it is you want, your desires, the door to your dreams, the door to having more money, more happiness. You can get accolades with this stuff. You can have the house of your dreams, the partnership of your dream. You can have the life of your dreams. You can get in physical shape. You can have mental stability and strength. You can have the emotions that you want to feel of joy, exhilaration. You know, the pleasures that come from understanding how these laws work through all of this is absolutely king ding. Is that what I like to say? Yeah, so make sure that you take advantage of that. Put hashtag A to Z, hashtag DYTP, so you can get involved.
Your amazing questions. That was some fun stuff.
Awesome.
Like that.
Good. Excellent. Okay, team. So live in all these places, do comment, do share, make sure that you're feeding your mind. You're feeding your mind with what it needs. Yeah, give your body what it needs, give your mind what it needs. That's what the evolution is of success, high energy, having the highest energy, because it's not over until it's over. And some of you understand this through experience, not just through it being said to you. So, good night, team. Love from us all. And we'll see you all again soon. Let us know. Put any questions. If you say, hey, listen, I need some videos on this. I need some information on this. You know, we'll give it to you. We'll find it. We'll make it happen for you. So remember, do the right thing for the right reason, because it's the only way that you're going to discover your true potential.